G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're off to Lakeside to do the Lakeside drags. So Kyle's coming out, Evil Hawk. He's actually bringing his ute, the old Barry ute, so FG ute. Anyway, yeah, gonna head out and try not to break the car too bad. Hopefully nothing breaks, but I think traction's gonna be my issue today. So, fun fact, probably saw in the last video, car made no power on the dyno. So, well, not no power, but didn't make as much power as I was hoping for, but pretty sure the dyno reads wrong. So we've put a few other cars up that we've tuned recently. So I'll use one example because I could have 5 examples here, but just the one example is our Workshop Y62 Patrol. It made 274 kilowatts at the hubs in July. I put it up last week, it made 234, and then second run made 222. It was consistent 272, 273, 274 kilowatts in July. There's a voltage issue with one of the hubs, so we're working with Told at Mainline to get that sorted. The thing is yeah, I can always go, yeah, oh, it reads low, blah, blah, blah. Is what it is, made 880, I don't care. I'll put it back up once it's fixed, we'll see if it makes more power. I don't plan on making any more changes to the car between now and roughly when it will get fixed. So we will see what it does. We'll also see if I go any faster today or if I struggle for traction today. Anyway, let's get stuck into the day. Just loading up the car, loading up Kyle's ute, trying to not forget anything. Actually made some checklists this time, so go hit the road and see how the day goes. So hopefully we have a good one. Rightio guys, made it out to Lakeside. Obviously there's a booze bus at the Dolls Rocks Road exit off the highway, so luckily got waved through that, as did a lot of others, so hopefully no one got done there for anything. Do the right thing, go to the track, still get done by cops, hopefully not. Anyway, it's pretty empty still, it's 8 o'clock, the pit bays are all fairly empty still. Anyway, racing doesn't start till 10, so I definitely forgot to set up some boost ramps, so just going to jump on the laptop now and try and set up some boost ramps that might work. I'm going to have to also go back and look at logs, see what I was leaving at last time, because I definitely forgot, figure out a launch control RPM that I need that'll work, so we'll get stuck into that. Alright, so that should be duty cycle that should work to make that sort of boost, but once we switch over, that's what we're working with there. So I might, it obviously was making like 28 pound with the valve open, so I might do my first pass today with the valve shut and just do one pass and see what happens. But I may even, yeah, I don't know. I'll just see how bad it spins or what the boost does on the track, because obviously dyno's a little bit different. So we'll see what it does anyway. So I do have duty cycles set up, I just don't have targets set up. So my targets for valve shut are not too bad, but valve open, I need to probably rejig this table and do it by wheel speed anyway, because that's probably going to be a better option for making the car fast. But I'll start building something and may end up just going by gear for the day if the wheel speed one doesn't work. Alright, so I've just done one ramp here, we'll just see how that one goes. Then I'll probably just do a 24 pound ramp, just see what that does. I'll see what boost it runs with the flap open, but I suspect it's going to probably be in the 28s range or so on 0 duty cycle. But yeah, let's just see how that one goes for the first few passes. I'm just going to open data log now and see what I was leaving on boost and RPM wise last time when it wasn't spinning, just where it was bogging down. Or was that just a little bit more RPM than that? Alright, so this is just one of my logs from last time. This was that run where I forgot to enable launch control. Obviously RPM spiked and then enabled it and then got it in here. So it's 2900 RPM target. And it was sitting on 2900 on the line, launched with about 2.5 pounds of boost and bogged down. So I'm probably going to start with, first pass will be 3000 RPM on this one, and see what we see how it goes with 3000 RPM and see what boost it makes. So it may make a lot more boost, so 2900 might even be the magic number today, but we'll start with 3000. I'll make 2 tables, I'll make a couple of tables, 2900, probably go 2800, 2900, 3000, 3100, and just see what each one of those does. Alright, so I've also set up my, let's just turn the dash back on. So I've set up my race timer, so if I pull trans brake, I'll just use this one for the example, but resets race timer, I want to let go, race timer starts, so that's going to be a little bit more data to help me. I've then got my launch RPMs are set up. Go to screen 2. Come on, screen 2, not 3. So launch RPM, I've got 2800, 29, 3000, 31, 32, 33. Then my boost bursts, obviously showed you the boost ramps that I built, so we'll see how those go. So target pressure, valve open. Don't know what happened to my thing that I just made earlier, but that seems to have deleted itself. So we just got the cruise sessions going on now. And then it's starting to fill out a little bit more, but there's still like half empty pits and this whole bay is empty, so not many people here, but Alex is changing his wheels. Gonna try and take another shot at the barra. Look at this rig. It's too much horsepower there for him. Rightio, driver's briefing done. Alex is rolled in. Everyone's been giving him shit, so everything's in order. So ready to go do some test passes. First pass, I'll probably launch at 3,000. Gonna go 3,000, blow his tyres off, crank it down, see how we go. Alrighty, so first pass, haven't looked at draggy yet, but spun at like the 40k mark as usual. Have an engine light, just gonna have a look what that is. Right, injectors 90% duty cycle exceeded, so that was a lot of boost, I'll take it. Let's clear that for now and have a look at data log. I'll get that all set up and see how we went. Alrighty, so it was 8.0 at like 105 or something like that. Now left on 3.3 pounds at 2,900. I think I said I was going to leave at 3, but I ended up leaving at 29. I'll probably leave at 3 next run because it didn't spin straight away. It started spinning once we hit about 25. Boost got to about 8. Jesus, 8 pounds started spinning. So undriven is the blue and driven is the red, so she started spinning, lifted, got back into it, started spinning, but by this point it's like here, it was like 36 pound on that, so probably a little bit much boost to be honest. Obviously got the injector code, so didn't really want to run that much boost. I've never actually ran the car with that much boost in it. Didn't really go much faster, but having said that, it spun quite a fair bit. There I was driven wheel speed 150 and undriven is 70, so definitely turned the tyres through the middle there, but then started hooking up. So it actually is not bad through here. It was gripping, so just need to work on this little region here because it's about there 50 or so. It used to be 45 where it would start blowing the tyres off. So just need to work on that because it's only 17 pound. I don't think I can run less than about 28 or something in this thing now with the way this is set up. So I might have to figure out a throttle body opening versus wheel speed or something to try and get through there, and then make it so that the throttle body is only opening like 70% or something. Try and limit the boost that way and see how that goes. Alright, so yeah, I had another quick look at it, started explaining some stuff to Kyle. So here's my problem, is on bottom one is wastegate duty cycle. Literally 0 duty cycle and it's running 33 pounds. So something has not transferred correctly when I've changed this intercooler piping or something. I don't know. I think for today I'm probably going to only do a couple more passes because it's just going to freaking fry the tyres. So I'm just going to start doing what I can do throttle body wise, because literally 0 boost output. Here it just started getting probably wanted 10%. I don't know why it went back to 0 there. Probably, I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm looking at the wrong PID. I'll keep playing around and see what I'm finding. But alright, so now I know why. Kyle's just informed me that the hose was not on the front of the turbo. So I have got some zip ties, so let's zip tie that on. I think it must have blown off. So that will explain it. So I might go out and do one more pass and see if the boost controller actually works. Alrighty, so lucky Kyle spotted that. I wonder if that's been off the whole time or whether it blew off, but anyway, got it back on, put a zip tie on it to try and hold it on place. So I'll go out and do another pass and see what the boost does this time.
Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me. You never had me. You never had your car.
Alrighty, so that was a 790. That was much better, much smoother. So let's see what we, not that one, we want no prep. Let's see what we did. Alright, so left at 3,000 that time. It did leave better. That was 3,004 pounds of boost, and then it went, and then it took off. Again, started spinning at 23 k's an hour that time. It's not a bad spin though, but obviously back the throttle off. 23 k's an hour, it's only doing 7 psi. So I probably need to work out a throttle position adjustment to try and tune that out without having to be reactive to it. Once I got back into it though, I wasn't, like that was 1, 2, 3, 4 lifts of the pedal on that pass. So first gear spun. I didn't need to lift so many times in second. I thought it was spinning once it changed to second. It may have been a bit of converter flare. But anyway, it wasn't too bad there. So second gear starts building, not much boost, it's like 9 pound, 14 pound, 18. Top of second is 26 or so, and then change to third. Then the wastegate actually starts doing stuff to bring boost up and hit 28. So we'll pretty much on wastegate duty cycle the whole way till 135 k's an hour. So definitely going to need to close the throttle for some of this early stuff. I might try and work out how to do that. Obviously just going to use, where are we, throttle body. I believe you can do, there's a way to do it. I think it's end RPM or something. Anyway, I'll work that out and then show you what I did. But yeah, it was much better, much smoother. I could probably feed more power in as soon as it's in second, but because I was lifting. So next pass, I'll try and just get first gear to be able to work. Because I think if it starts spinning, if I change to second, it's going to just push fire without lifting. So, but yeah, I need to be able to get to about that, 90 k's an hour before I go to second without it spinning. That would be great if I could get first gear full throttle to leave. So yeah, that was much better, that one. Obviously, first lap was 36 psi the whole way. Actually went much faster with a lot less boost. So just lifted too much in second gear. Didn't need to lift in second. So I'll go back out, do another lap and see how it goes. Just try and work out a throttle issue, a way to limit the throttle in first gear so that it tries not to blow the tyres off in first. This is the table I was looking for, so under throttle, max TPS. So I'm just going to rescale this versus road speed and make it so that the throttle can't open all the way. It'll be open all the way until about 30 k's an hour, then it will limit to 70, and then I'll limit that to about 70 k's an hour, and then I'll let it open again. So let's see how that works. Alright, so this is what throttle control has set up as. You can't really see that very good, it's a bit glary, but so it's 100% throttle till 20 k's an hour. By the time you get to 30, it drops to 70 till 50, and then it starts tapering back up to 100 by 70. It seems to be, I might actually just go 85% here as well until we get to about 80, then it goes back to 100. Then I change to second. Second gear should hook up at that point because it should be moving faster. And then let's see how that goes. So I'm going to go for another lap and see what happens. guys. So I did two passes on that session without coming in because I thought maybe the tyres might be a little bit warmer. So definitely struggled for traction again on that first pass. Blew the tyres off most of the way through first gear. Lifted a bit myself. It was trying to limit the throttle to 70%, but it was already turning the tyres before then, so I just need to adjust that throttle setting. I did, but in the rest of that was pretty good. That was hooked up all the way through second because yeah, it was all good in second. So anyway, that was pretty good, but that was a 790 something, and then the second pass was a 752, I think. It was actually my fastest pass ever in this car, so pretty happy with that. A little bit of spin. Now, obviously the tyres are a bit warmer, but I lifted a lot less, so that's probably why it went a lot faster. But obviously the tyres being warmer are probably cleaner is probably why that went as good as it did with as little spin as it did. So seeing that there, it still spins even with the throttle at 70%, so boost doesn't really get affected by that much. You can see the boost starts ramping just that little bit slower there, so I might get more aggressive, maybe 50% with that throttle, and start ramping it in about, to be honest, it's pretty good there. As soon as it ramps back to 100, it just starts spinning that little bit, but like it was at 24 pound there, so, and that's right as I change it is where it just blips the tyres. So actually that was pretty much perfect. So I could probably add more boost in the back end of that and take a little bit more throttle out here, and I think we'll probably be able to see a 730 maybe. So let's make some changes, but the practice session's about to end anyway, so probably just let it cool right down and then see how we go with the eliminations. But I'm not sure how many people are going to be in my class because a lot of people here are on 275s, so we'll see how this goes. But that was pretty fun. So actually got somewhere in the end there. Despite the first pass, I thought the day was a throwaway, so at least we're bringing it back around. So hopefully we can win some races. Yeah, hopefully first round we draw a duck or something and can warm up the tyres and then go back out and keep the tyres warm during the eliminations, but we'll see how that goes. All right, we're getting called to the lane, so now I'm starting to panic because I never changed my throttle body settings. I'll quickly do that, start data logging, put the helmet on, let's go. Well, that was fucking sick. Came to the final, came second, just lost against that orange HQ Kingswood, whatever it is. Probably needed a little bit more boost, but on my last pass, it just started spitting. There's like a tiny bit of water on the windscreen. I almost added a little bit more launch RPM at it because it was dead hooking at that point. And you'll see on my GoPro here, I like go up and then I go car's working, you're going to blow the tyres off dingus, just leave it. Pull that RPM back out of it, left dead even, and he pulled away a little bit and it was over. So yeah, freaking stoked with that. So obviously came second. Yeah, can't really complain. Those passes were really fast. I can't remember what the first one was, don't even think I looked. The second one, I think it was a 7:48, which was a record for the car, but that last one against that Kingswood was a 7:18, I'm pretty sure. So absolutely stoked. I'll show you data and all that later, and I'll look at the laptop and everything later, but that all logged and I think all the cameras worked, so should be bloody beautiful footage. And fastest car in the past yet. Woo! 7:18.
Yeah, boy!
I fucking went to add more RPM, and I went, add. No, it's just gonna spin, remove. I should have added it because it dead hooked like
Dude,
so bad.
It
so,
was a car in it, but
yeah.
it was,
Oh yeah, no, 100% beat me. I'm happy to.
oh dude.
The fact I got to the final, though, I was bloody pumped with that. I think that first BA was what I was worried about him the most.
Everyone was like, oh, you're gonna get shot.
Alrighty, so it's just the fun session now. So Alex has gone out with dyno plug off because he's just having some issues. We're just seeing if it was his traction control kicking in or not. So let's see what it does. I think that worked. Looks like Alex is going back out. So obviously pulling the dyno plug helped him. So see what he does on the next one. Alrighty, so back at work, just going to go over the data log if anyone wants to see that. So did 3 passes in the eliminations. First pass 760 something, and then a 750 something, and then once the tyres were good, almost up the RPM, decided not to, put it back down. Obviously lost by a better car, but 7:18, fastest car the pass has ever been, so bloody stoked with that. Show you some data, see what it looks like. Here's my first pass. Sorry, here's my first pass. So obviously car as programmed, pulled throttle. I didn't change it. Oh no, I did change it, 55%. So she pulled to 55%. Did spin ever so slightly, but it looks like it's basically knocked that on the head. Then throttle starts ramping back in, but it started spinning a little bit. Then I lifted, so it dropped down to 41 when I lifted. I knew I was in front of him, so I was okay lifting because he didn't sound like he was coming past me. That was that blue BA, I think, or blue BF. Then got back in it, and then it started spinning a little bit more in second, but I knew I was pulling away from him, so I didn't worry about lifting. Oh no, yep, I did lift, sorry. Lifted again, got back into it, kept going. Now that's 28 pounds, so pretty happy with that. I was worried my minimum boost would be a little higher now, but yeah, 28 is pretty good. What's the duty cycle on that? Let's go boost control. That was boost output, 20%, so not too bad there. What's our target at that point? 32. So all right, so might need to work on the duty cycle versus boost at the track because it's obviously different to when it was on the dyno, so that's fine. Back to the data log, obviously ran the rest of the way out in second, and then third was also about 28 pound, so pretty happy with that. Let's have a look at intake air temp. 44 by the end of that run, so pretty happy with that. Cooler's obviously doing the work, bloody awesome. Started at 46 at the start of the run, so actually lost 2 degrees over the whole run, so perfect. Second run against, I can't remember what I raced, second run, but same deal. I throttled out a little bit, which is weird because it didn't even look like it was spinning, but I pulled throttle, got back into it, spun a little, I pulled throttle, all good. That one, it left on 3,000 RPM. I had upped the RPM from this one. This one was 2,900. This one, I think should be the same as that second one. And I didn't lift, it just did the pre-programmed lift. Looks like I lifted my foot for a moment when I was on trans brake. But anyway, so that was about maybe 3,100, I think, target, because about 3060, left on 4 pounds of boost, did its little pull, didn't wheel spin, hooked up, throttled back in, tiniest little bit of spin, and he just basically drove away from me. So I think I'm in second gear for not very long. Let's look at RPM. First gear we hit 7.2, I'm upshifting into third at 7,000, so I probably got more legs in second I could have used, but I was in third till about 6,800, so across the line at 110 mile an hour on the draggy, so pretty happy with that. Boost held pretty good because there wasn't heaps of lift, 28 pound. I don't know how much of that I tilted the camera down for, but Yeah, so hopefully that, I might put the boost target in this, move boost output and put boost target. Just see what my boost target was versus actual boost control target pressure. Yeah, so my target pressure was way higher than actual boost. By there I'm commanding 32 PSI and only getting 28. So need to play with the duty cycle. I think on the dyno for some reason it was making heaps of boost with not much duty cycle, but on the track it seems like it's about how it was. So yeah, let's next time we're out, let's just play with the duty cycle and see what happens. So anyway guys, that is going to wrap out this video. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Pretty bloody stoked with my performance. I went from my first no prep, 2 no preps ago, to absolutely sucking, running 8-second passes. Now down to a 7:18, bloody on the door of a 6. So I think let's try and run a 6 on these tyres without the Shockworks. I think with a little bit less wheel spin, a little bit more boost up top, I think it's got it in it. Then we'll fit the Shockworks, see how that affects things, and then maybe look at a bigger tyre and start adding some real power into it and see how we go. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Have a bloody good day.